Why is Sam still questioning me? Do I need to bring up Mr. Hedges again?
Are you threatening me? Who is Mr. Hedges?
Exactly.
What?
Mr. Hedges. The man you asked me to put up, who then, you know, died.
And then what?
Perhaps could represent.
Well, Monroe, I think with the photos and the family, there is perhaps Robin has a willingness or wish, but it's just not.
You have a recognizable knock, Chief Dupont. I'll remember not to answer next time.
Do you know Dorota's boyfriend?
I've met him once, yes.
Just the once?
Unless I've got a body double walking around, yes. Just the once. We talked in confidence. You'll need to ask him if you want the juicy details.
You are quite right that the situation is related to painful emotions.
Chief Dupont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Bronwyn is still prime. Did Dorota collect coin?
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom?
Not since the murder. Still a load of my stuff in there. I climb in through the window, but it's on the 3rd floor.
Bronwyn.
I know, I agree. Because she tipped you off. If I manage to get into her room, what am I looking for again?
Anything that ties her to the murder.
Okay. That sounds easier said than done, though.
You're not alone. There are so many of us that go through situations like this, so similar to yours, but please don't hesitate to reach out to those that you love.
You're so right, Monroe, and I think just by hearing your words.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Sadness.
Well, I hope so, Robin, and thank you for your dreams.
Sam knows about Miss...
I'll handle it, Violet. Just get back to the guest house. Unless something else you need?
Say you have to hold with 2 hands. It's made out of metal. And also there's some color on there as well. I think it's like a green. It's like green paint with some engraving on it.
Yes, what kind of scene do we have depicted there? What do you think?
Well, what I think...
It's funny that you mentioned combat first.
Hi Sam, back for more already? I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was though, cross my heart and hope to die. Traveller? That's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. This morning. He only wanted to see her. I guess he didn't want anyone else to hear what he had to say.
With Poe and Monroe. So, Robin's had this dream recently. I'm looking through an album of family photos.
Who are you? Right, because the local police are so rubbish. It's been a day, a whole day. It's typical of them. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. Not long, a couple of months maybe. But we did care for each other. No? Why? Chief DuPont said there was no signs of anything like that. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Not hidden. Well, she liked it. Liked me to watch. Not other guys, just she had these, voyeur fantasies. Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
So many of us that go through situations like that.
Any more news on Oscar Wainwright? Yep, that's what you told me too. Not a suspect. Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Dorota's an only child. She lived with her mum and dad. Monday night was movie night, so they'd go and watch the 8 o'clock at the Odeon. Dorota would get the house to herself. They're devastated, naturally. They left town to stay with relatives. They didn't do it, Sam. Although, perhaps I should have made them stay. Violet told you about Mr. Hedges? Why are you lying to me, Sam? Nobody else knows about Mr. Hedges, and neither do you now. Figures. Got any proof? Get proof. Then I can haul them in. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Roman and Lexi lied about their alibis. I'm thinking what to do about it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. And finally, you pulled the name Zach Weston from somewhere, saying he's the town photographer? Well, I've never run into him. Still, I guess I'm not in the papers that much. That's it.
First, because of the handle, I thought maybe a weapon of combat, but then if I look at it more closely, I would say a mirror.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Thank you very much,
as usual. There's a reflecting mirror.
Oscar Wainwright, what a surprise.
Close your eyes, think of being somewhere else, and you're there.
Should we try it now?
No, I've tried it. It doesn't work for me.
Oh.
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to help.
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe ask if you can go around. Women like vulnerable men. I don't know. Do I look like vulnerable men? Just do whatever you have to, Oscar. I've got to concentrate on some other leads. So, you can go now?
Nightmares.
With Poe and Monroe. So, Robin's had this dream recently. I'm looking through an album of family photos. I'm trying to remember their names, but I can't. And then I realized that my family are all... I've forgotten who they are. Oh, Robin. That sounds like quite a... What do you think, Poe? What do you think this perhaps could represent?
With the photos and the family, so I think there is perhaps Robin has a willingness or wish to reconnect with her family.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Photo albums, they represent your past, Robin. So forgetting also suggests represents feeling warm and loved. The crying can signify, once again, those negative emotions. What I'm taking from this, Robin, I think you're finding it hard to break away from a painful... So many of us go through situations like this. So, Robin, you're not alone in this. And I know, by the sounds of it, this dream feels very sad, and it feels like it's full of grief.
Sam, what can I do for you? We're trying to save people. We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It kinda did. It's hard getting an exact name out of 78 cards, but considering we'd never heard of Dorota Shaw, it painted a pretty good picture otherwise. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out Dorota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here. Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travelers is... Let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah. That's kind of quite a literal broken heart. Let's see.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Monroe.
Dimitri's descent by...
You can tell Sam about Birmingham. What did you tell the police you were doing last night? You can tell Sam about Birmingham.
Well, what can I tell Sam that you haven't already?
You know Sam likes a fact check.
I don't really know Sam. But if you're sure, then I guess I'm sure.
What did you tell the police you were...
I told them the truth. That I was in my room. I'm not sure if they can fact check it, but it's the only alibi I've got. Kind of wish we'd all stuck together now.
When should we do another reading?
Looks that way. Have you been feeling possessed lately?
Why possessed?
You're kidding, right?
Had gone so far to affect his physical appearance. He had even started to avoid than any living being. But the work kept him going. It had that they were writing history here.
Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. He confided in me quite a bit, actually. He seemed to appreciate having someone to talk to, and he knew I couldn't tell anyone what he said. You should talk to him yourself. He's a lovely lad. It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work, through energy. Tarot cards, runes, Ouija boards, they're just devices for asking questions and receiving answers. But energy is what powers them. To protect Lexi, none of this is her fault, and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. I was logged into Tarotism. It's a phone reading service, and I get paid by the minute. Which, now that I'm saying it, is not something I really should be bragging about.
Level. Indeed, it was clear that this hole was man-made. The hole was drilled, or otherwise created, over 50 million years ago, long before the dawn of the first man. This was what...
Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device? Want to know how it works? Cool, okay. So Ouija boards send us messages from the spirit world, right? But where is the spirit world? I mean, there's planets and stars in space. The spirit world must be really far away beyond all that. With so far to travel, messages from the spirit world must take ages to get here. Like how light from the sun takes 8 minutes or something to reach us. You still with me? Oh, you're sweet. Where was I? Oh, so here's my point. The spirit world is actually several hours ahead of us. That's how we get messages about things that haven't happened yet. That's how we got Dorota's name. Because in the spirit world, she was already dead. I know, mind-blowing.
Thought, Dimitri blurted out, "We could send a person down there." Then, again without thinking, added,
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stay with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Remington had initially objected to using the feeble apparatus.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shaws. Oh. You mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota, I remember now. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you asked me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Here are the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Ooh, hang on. Do you see what I see? I think she's just a very attractive girl. That's all. What do you mean? Violet needs to mind her own business. I didn't want to mention them out of respect for the dead. You've heard of boudoir photography. Dorota saw my boudoir set and asked me to take some shots. It's all very tasteful. A lot of women have them done as gifts for their husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends, I suppose. She didn't say. Her boyfriend, I assume. Friends, yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. Here. I'm usually here most nights. Only the roof rats.
He thought, until he realised two things. It wasn't in his head, and it wasn't scratching. They were whispers. Overcome by a sudden...
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Out there, please! He swore he heard laughter coming from down below, as Dimitri's heart was beating in his chest.
Well, hello, gorgeous.
Did you hear about Dorota?
Everyone in town's heard. She's a local celebrity now.
Local celebrity?
Violet? Of course not. I only have eyes for you.
That's not what I heard.
This again. I told you, I'm not seeing anyone else. I have gorgeous women in my studio all the time, but you're special. Not because you won't take off your clothes, I'm expecting that at some point. It's just, you're so clever and well educated. And the icing on the cake, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever met.
I came over last night, but you weren't here.
Well, that explains why there was no answer when I called you. I was definitely here.
It's repeated over and over. Thanks to some earlier... Dr. The word, or rather something that approximated its meaning. Punishment for the wicked or curious. As people of science, they had all The civilization that came up with this word, curiosity, was something to be punished. As he contemplated the day's events, Dmitri quickly back home. He awoke later that night, startled by...
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Familiar buzzing of a ceiling lamp. Dmitri wondered how the light could be on if his room was still shrouded in darkness.
Hello. I know you. You're the police chief.
I understand that you knew Dorota Shaw.
We met briefly, yes. I freelanced for the August Chronicle, and they did a story about her.
Was that the first time you met her? The scholarship